Do you believe in God?
I do, but not the same way you guys do. I don't believe what was
Oh
taught
yeah,
so much because of just the way they treated us, or well, before I went to your primary school,
yeah.
the way they taught us and treated me in primary school, I just didn't really respect it. With the just asking the question, "How do you know this is real?"
Yeah.
And then I
It
get
made it hard
detention.
to get on board with.
You know, I get detention for asking the question and stuff like
Yeah.
that. It just really made me question things, and you know, you start to really, as you get older, you do a bit more in-depth research, and you start to realize the way it's taught. Some of it just seems like it was to do with. I don't want to bring up the topic so much, but
What?
like, colonization and all
Oh
that
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So that's why I don't believe it in the way
Yeah.
that like that. But I do believe that there is a higher entity out there.
Yeah, yeah. Yes. I mean, I guess mine's kind of similar. I think for me, I'm like, for me personally, it's just not something that I'm bothered about.
Yeah.
But I get why people are, and I understand the no, I don't even think it's a need, the want to believe in something higher. And
Yeah.
I mean, it is crazy that this whole thing was created, and it's a bit weird, but like, I don't think I've ever thought about anything that far enough to care that deeply into how the world was made.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Because there's like there's a Marvel character, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's called Gore the God Butcher, right?
Good.
Gore
Gore.
the God Butcher. He's part of the
Yeah.
Thor universe.
Right.
The reason I bring him up is his story is he was part of this group of people who basically had the most bad luck. They were obviously they're from a different planet, but their planet never went dark. It was always bright, but it was always really sunny. So there was no food growing properly, all of that.
Yeah.
So his people were just dying all the time. His dad died of a sickness. His mum died from animals attacking her. His children then died from starvation. All of this. His wife died from earthquakes. All of this. But his people were always like, no, we need to believe in the gods.
Yeah.
Leave. I don't know. Let's say they had an apple. Leave that there. That is an offering for the gods. All of this sort of stuff.
Right.
And when his son dies, he wants to bury him, but then the leader of the people, he's like, no, we don't do that. We're supposed to not hang them, but keep them by the trees so that the gods will take them. You know, this is the rule. And he's like, you know what? F this. I'm tired of you believing in these gods that never help us, and blah, blah, blah. Then eventually some gods land on his universe and he realizes that there are gods, which makes him hate them even more because you exist and you never helped us. And so the reason I bring it up is I can see why some people will have, maybe obviously not as misfortune as he is as a character, but they have so much misfortune. Why would they believe that there is a God? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's a lot of people say you should always have hope and belief and blah, blah, blah. But it's so easy to say that from our lives where we live a very good life in comparison to so many other people out there. Yeah, it's a tough one.
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
I think for me, it's just more like I just gonna live as every day comes.
Yeah.
Rather than just being like, oh, I just I think it's one of them things that I'm happy not knowing about. Do you know what I mean? I'm just like, well.
I hope that in death we find out the answers.
Period. Because if we don't, imagine if nothing happens.
There's no life after death.
I don't get to become Casper, I'm gonna be so fuming. What do you mean?
Yeah, I would like to know the answers to life's secrets.
Yeah.
In death, at least.
Yeah.
Because if you live however many years you live and then nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you know what I do find interesting? What is it that I think it's Hinduism?
Yeah.
Reincarnation?
Yeah,
Is it
yeah.
Hinduism? I think that's interesting.
I do too.
Interesting.
I kind of believe in reincarnation.
I would like to.
But they say like you get a lot of scars and stuff from your
Yeah.
past life because you're born with marks and stuff. So I have these. This might be an interesting fact actually.
Yeah.
So on my back, I
Yeah.
have these marks. Yeah, and I never noticed them until my mum brought them up to me one time when we were in secondary school. So maybe, I think I was playing basketball at this time, so probably about 14, 15-ish. She's like, what are those marks on your back? I've never noticed them. So what are you talking about?
I can't see.
I can't see. So then I started feeling around my back, and like you can feel there's a skin difference. So I'll go over the
so
skin.
It's like a scar.
Yeah. So I don't know. So I went to the mirror, and I could see it's 2 long scars, as if I've been like whipped.
Wow.
In a sense. But nothing happened in my life for me to actually get them.
Have those scars. Yeah.
And they say reincarnation.
You take on, because it's like there's like people take videos of babies and like, or like young kids, and they seem to know information that they shouldn't know. I think that's so cool. Like I don't know why.
I think there was one where this girl goes to like a it's like a house on a cliff. Yeah. She's like, oh, I remember being here. This is blah blah blah.
Yeah, she should know.
Like, how did? Yeah, straight. This is your first time here.
Things like that I find so intriguing. Like the other day, right? So one of the girls in my show at the moment, she does palm reading.
Yeah.
Why was I obsessed? I was like, can you read mine? And she was like, yeah. I mean, she was like, obviously it's not going to be information that you should hold on to or whatever. But she was just like, this is just what the lines mean, and you could take it however you want. And then I was literally like,
damn. Yeah. All of this on my hand?
Yeah. And then obviously she was like, yeah, like it's just so interesting because obviously like babies don't really have palms.
Yeah.
They have palms. They have palm lines. Yeah. So like the lines are created as you get older and they change as you get older. So they kind of use them as
they?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Apparently they do, yeah. So like obviously like they wouldn't change in a fact of where they are. It would be like the length of them, or they would grow in a certain way, or they would do certain things. But yeah, I found it so interesting. So I feel like there's other things that I'm like intrigued about. Stop that. Sorry. There's other things that I'm more intrigued about than God, I'd say. Yeah, look, I just kept doing it. Yeah, I feel like that's it really.